Good morning friends again. Welcome back to the class of user interface design. So in this video we are going to discuss the last section of this module, that is third module, kinds of graphical menus. So three things we have to give importance to choose a type of graphical menu. The first one is the number of items to be presented in the menu. So how many items, for example, help 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, so there are 7 items. How often the menu is used. So out of these 5 menus, I think I myself use the file menu highest, or edit menu highest times I use edit, then maybe file. Then how often the menu contains may change. Generally it doesn't change. Okay. Then menu bar, proper usage to identify and provide access to common and frequently used application actions that takes place in a wide variety of different windows. So this is what is a menu bar. Okay. For example, if you click here, you will understand. No, not here. No. View, you can see here, show, hide. It is called as navigation panes, tools pane, toolbar item. Okay, button labels, you can see here, menu bar it is called. So okay, menu bar. So that is what we are discussing now. So if I declick it, so it goes. Suppose to get it back, okay, I think I have to where to go back now, how to go back. I think, yeah, show, where is that, show page display, no, edit, show edit tools, show file tools, show navigation tools, hide, select and show properties bar, menu bar. See, again it came back. Okay. A menu bar choice by itself should not initiate an action. So if I click on window, some action should not take place, except you can see a drop down menu has opened here. Other than that, no action has been taken place. The highest level graphical system menu is commonly called as a menu bar. The menu is horizontally arrayed in a horizontal row. The menu is typically arrayed in a horizontal row at the top of a window. So horizontally arranged. Okay. Occasionally menu bar is referred to as a collection of menu titles. So this file, edit, view, they are called as menu titles. Menu bars often consist of a series of textual words. Okay, so these are textual words. File, edit. Okay, that is what file, edit, options, window. So menu bar composed of text. So menu bar composed of buttons, we have already seen. Menu bars, the advantages, thus we will go through the advantages and disadvantages of menu bars. The advantages are always visible, reminding the user of their existence, are easy to browse through, are easy to locate consistently on the screen, usually do not obscure the screen working area, usually are not obscured by windows and dialog boxes, allow for use of keyboard equivalents. So these are some of the advantages. Are easy to browse through, are easy to locate consistently on the screen. So always they are available at the same place. Okay, they never vanish. Okay, usually do not obscure the screen working area, so they are placed somewhere here on the top left corner, so they doesn't irritate you. Okay, they doesn't come inside the screen. So okay, these are some of the advantages. The disadvantages are they consume a full row of screen space. So full row of screen, so from here to here, for example, when I click, so almost half of the screen is taken by, okay, this menu itself. You see here almost 1/4 of a screen. They require looking away from the main working area to find. So presently I am looking here, then suddenly I have to look from here to here, I have to take my eyes. Okay, then they require moving pointer from the main working area to select. See here, I have to move my pointer from here to here. The menu options are smaller than full size buttons. Okay, these are very small. Look at the font size of this font and look at the font size of it, is even very difficult to read. Their horizontal orientation is less efficient for scanning. Their horizontal orientation limits number of choices that can be displayed. Then the next one is how to display them. All primary windows must have a menu bar. All menu bars must have an associated pull down menu containing at least two choices. No, you see how many choices, around 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, around 15 choices here, again some 15 choices, around 6 7 choices, around 6 7 choices. So all primary windows must have a menu bar. All menu bars must have an associated pull down menu containing at least two choices. Do not allow the user to turn off the display of the menu bar. If all the items in its associated pull down menu are disabled, then disable the menu bar item. Okay, if all the items are disabled, so you can see here now redo is disabled, cut is disabled, copy is disabled, delete is disabled. If all the items in its associated pull down menu are disabled, then disable the menu bar item. Then there is no use of having that menu itself when all the items, sub items within that menu are disabled. Display the disabled item in a visually subdued manner. Yeah, subdued manner in the sense, the way undo is looking, and okay, and the way cut is being shown. So there is a huge difference here. Okay. However, the disabled pull down menu must always be capable of being pulled down so that the choices may be seen. Okay. Then where exactly they should be located? Position choices horizontally over the entire row at the top of the screen, just below the screen title. So this is what is a screen title, then just below that you can see the menu. A large number of choices may be necessary display over two rows. So if you have large number of choices, then you can place them in two rows. Then title. Okay, the Windows title will be the menu bar title. Okay, then item descriptions. The menu item descriptions must clearly reflect the kinds of choices available in the associated pull down menus. Menu item descriptions will be the titles for pull down menus associated with the menu with them. Used mixed case letters to describe choices. Okay, use single word choices whenever possible. Do not display choices that are never available to the user. Then organization. Okay, then layout. Please go through them. I think pull down menu, so they have mentioned proper usage. So this is what all these are pull down menus. Okay, these are pull down menus because whenever I click here, the menu is pulling down. Okay, to initiate frequently used application actions that take place on a wide variety of different windows. A small number of items best represented textually, items whose content rarely changes. Again, the advantages they have given: the menu bar cues, a reminder of their existence. Please go through them. I think you will easily understand. Okay, where exactly they should be displayed. Location, size must contain a minimum of two choices. Restrict to no more than 5 to 10 choices, preferably 8 or less. Then title. Okay, item descriptions, where exactly there should be. Then the layout, how exactly. Okay, grouping of items, the same thing which we have already discussed in the previous section. Then cascading menus, these are so menu within another menu. For example, I'll show you, okay, some website of video. Where is this? Yeah, so you can see here, so look here, look. So how many levels of menus? The first level, second level, third level. Okay, board of regulations. See here, when I click it suddenly goes to B and VTech. Okay, so now I'm not able to understand. So however, you could see this text is highlighted, then again regulation is highlighted. Bachelor, I mean the color of this regulation has changed, the color of this academic has changed, the color of bachelor degree has changed, and the color of BTech changed. But now it becomes extremely, but however you see I am unable to see, I am feeling lost here. So that is what we were discussing. Okay, please go through this from the next video or next class we will start with the fourth module. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.